and it's the big day for Karnataka as they get the new government. It's the Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar government swearing in today. Of course, a big show of strength by Congress. But amid all of this, there's also attempts at pushing for opposition unity, with Congress inviting several opposition party leaders. Meanwhile, we also have details of the 8 cabinet ministers who will be sworn in today, along with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister Shivakumar. You have Parmeshwara, Muniappa, KJ George, MB Patil, Satish Jarkioli and Priyank Kharge, as well as Mallikarjun Kharge and Zamir Ahmad Khan. These are the 8 MLAs who will be sworn in as cabinet minister. Right, and of course, it's just a matter of few hours and the swearing-in ceremony will take place. There are preparations which are going on currently at the stadium in Bengaluru, where this massive show of strength is going to happen. Several chief ministers of the opposition-ruled states, as well as the leaders of the opposition parties, have also been called in an attempt to project opposition unity. I'm being joined by my colleague Pratibha right now. Pratibha, you are at the stadium. There's also a list of the 8 MLAs who are going to be sworn in as ministers. One of them is, of course, you also have Congress President's son, who's also an MLA. He was earlier also a minister in the Siddaramaiah government, and others who are also going to be part of this cabinet. Go ahead, tell us the details.
That's right. In fact, all of these ministers have been finalized after major discussions that transpired yesterday in Delhi between Siddaramaiah, Shivakumar and the senior Congress leaders in Delhi. Now the stage has been set at Kantirva Stadium, and in a short while from now the swearing-in ceremony will take place. We have seen a lot of deliberations between the 2 sparring leaders, Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. Now all that remains to be seen is how the camaraderie between the 2 leaders will continue in order to have a smooth governance going forward with respect to the Congress. A whole lot of people, a whole lot of invitees, and major security arrangements that have been put in place to ensure that the swearing-in ceremony would take place in a smooth manner. And another interesting fact is that it was this same venue when Siddaramaiah took oath as the CM in 2013. Now all of them are waiting to see if Siddaramaiah would continue with his 5-year term, or whether it would end up with a power-sharing formula between the 2 leaders. Well, nothing can really be said right now, because until 2024, definitely there would be a united front that will be put up by the 2 leaders, and just as they won the assembly election, they're waiting to look forward to the 2024 as well, and which is precisely why many of the opposition leaders have also been invited. Sneha.
Right, Pratibha, how is the list of ministers that have been announced today really looking like in terms of the balancing act between various regional interests, as well as the caste dynamics that have very much been the epicenter of all the campaigning that really took place in Karnataka?
Well, in fact, right since the talks were announced, the peace talks that were announced between Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, we have seen many MLAs who have the roads that were leading to both Shivakumar's residence as well as Siddaramaiah's, all of them lobbying for a position in the cabinet. And right now, a lot of caste arithmetic has played a major role with respect to these ministers. What we thought would be a list of at least 20 members has ended up with 8. We'll have to see if this has perhaps ended up with a lot of deliberations between the 2 leaders, and that is why they have only narrowed it down to 8 so far. And we will have to see what will happen with respect to the other leaders and the expansion of the cabinet as well. Right now, major focus on Lingayat as well as Dalit that has been given a lot of preference. In fact, earlier there was a lot of talks with respect to having many more deputy CMs, but with Shivakumar, according to sources, insisting on having only Shivakumar's name in the deputy CM's position. We'll have to see how the caste arithmetic with respect to the other leaders would also work out with respect to the cabinet expansion. But for now, 8 it is.
Right, Pratibha, thank you for those details. I'm also being joined by my colleague Shrija right now. So Shrija, Pratibha told us about what's happening in the stadium. It's also in Congress's attempt at showing opposition unity. So there are chief ministers from the opposition-ruled states that are going to be coming in today, and they have confirmed their presence. But it's interesting to see there are some chief ministers or leaders who have not been invited as well, and those are key prominent leaders from the opposition as well.
Well, firstly, I'm coming to you from inside of the Kantirva Stadium. Also, we understand up until yesterday, we had a number as to how many of them will be inducted into the cabinet. Top sources within the Congress went on to tell us that at least about 20 is what they had decided, though 28 is what they had, in fact, already, allotted the post to most of the cabinet ministers. But however, we understand that there was especially an argument is what we understand. Once again, the first rebellion came in the form of where Mr. D.K. Shivakumar and also Siddaramaiah had difference of opinion in terms of selecting their own candidates, and so we understand they have finalized and zeroed in on especially 8 of them, where 8 will be taking the oath along with Mr. Siddaramaiah, who will be swearing in as the Chief Minister of the state, and then you also have Mr. D.K. Shivakumar as well. More importantly, just like how you pointed out, this swearing-in ceremony, yes, you have, in fact, quite a number of people who have come in attendance. Just if I could ask my camera person to pan and just show you around. And so they are also going to be witness to especially this mega opposition show, what we are talking about. The swearing-in ceremony has been converted into simply that, not just a swearing-in ceremony of the ministers or even for that matter Siddaramaiah or D.K. Shivakumar, but you also have leaders from the opposition who have been invited, like M.K. Stalin, Mehbooba Mufti, Uddhav Thackeray, Akhilesh Yadav. But in an apparent snub, what we understand is that the Congress did not, of course, invite Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala. Then you also have KCR. And then, of course, including, in fact, where they went on to not invite some of the prominent leaders as well. So there is, on one hand, you're looking at a huge opposition unity. On the other hand, snub, especially too, by not inviting some of the key leaders, especially from the south, when you have Congress seeing a sweeping victory from Karnataka with at least 136 seats. Back to you.